Welcome back to Corbett Stadium on a beautiful night in Tampa here on the campus of USF. Tulsa moving on. They've defeated Connecticut for a spot in the championship. Now we're ready for our second semifinal. It's the 1 seed, USF, hosting the 4 seed UCF. Hello, everybody. Ari Shannock, along with my partner, Matt Stubbington. Throw out the records and the seeds when these two teams face. It's an enormous rivalry. It's going to be a good one.
It's the war on I-4, as they call it, and it is going to be a really good one. Two very good teams, and it's going to be an exciting game for the fans tonight.
And the fans are piling in here, the home-standing Bulls. Big crowd expected, and they're coming in a gorgeous night for soccer. And we'll take a look at a couple of the key players in tonight's matchup.
Well, UCF have only scored 20 goals on the season, and Paisalo has scored half of those. Everything flows through him offensively. He's a really smart player, always in the right place at the right time, and USF are going to have to make sure that they know where he is at all times this evening in order to be successful.
They call him the finisher.
Well, for USF, it's going to be Stefanovic's game to try and stop Paisalo from scoring on him. He's a great goalkeeper, senior leader for the Bulls, and just a tremendous athlete. Big, strong guy in the net for South Florida, and he's going to be a real leader for South Florida this evening.
The goalkeeper of the year in the American. And there's a look at some of the big crowd on hand here for this matchup at Corbett Soccer Stadium on the campus of USF. Gorgeous night for soccer. We've got a good one on your way.
We are American. The conference of opportunity. The opportunity to chase dreams. The opportunity to make your mark and change the game. Because that's power. We are power.
Welcome back, everybody, inside Corbett Soccer Stadium here on the campus of USF, and there is the Knights starting lineup.
Yeah, that's an interesting starting lineup. We already talked about Paisalo and how important he is. And they're going to play with a 4-3-3, which is a really offensive setup. So it'll be interesting to see how they match up against USF and whether they are able to get on the offensive foot this evening as the action gets underway.
And the 1 seed, the Bulls. This team is loaded, Matt.
They certainly are. A very strong lineup, and Stefanovic, the goalkeeper, and then Figby in front of him, a very good player. And then, of course, you've got the players up top, Beckett, Epps, Bartman, all talented individually and great as a team as well. And they'll be looking to get back on the right foot because last year they had the opportunity here in Tampa to get to the final. They weren't able to do that, so they'll want to make amends this evening.
It won't be easy against their rival. There you take a look at head coach for the Knights, Brian Cunningham, in his 10th season. Brian 71, 77, and 28. 8 time in 10 seasons. Out of 10 seasons, he's guided this team to the postseason. And then for the Bulls, George Kiefer in his 15th season, 150, 80, and 47. The athletic tournament champs 2013 NCAA tournament, 9 of the past 10 seasons, and guiding them to the Elite 8 back in 2008 and 2011. Also named the NSCAA East Region Coach of the Year, both in 2005 and 2015. You know, Coach Kiefer, Matt, worked with UConn coach Ray Reed at Southern Connecticut State and UConn.
I talked about how good Coach Reed is as a coach, and Coach Kiefer has got a lot of pedigree in coming from that stable. And he's done really well at USF, as you've just read out. This what he's done in his career in Tampa. So, two not quite as experienced coaches as the first set we saw, Coach McIntosh and Coach Reed, but nonetheless, they're two very talented coaches on display tonight.
And the Bulls will have their home crowd behind them as you look at USF huddling up 9-6-2 on the season. They're ranked 3rd in the East Region in the NSCAA poll, 6-1 in the American. They're 6-2-2 here at home. These two teams played September 24th in Orlando. USF victorious 2-1. But UCF felt good about that game. They thought that they may have outplayed the Bulls team, even though they came up empty on the scoreboard.
Well, UCF, they got to be feeling good about themselves. They had to win the last game of the regular season to be here in Tampa this evening. They were able to do that, so they've got some momentum coming into postseason. And then also USF, they've got some momentum as they've done a really great job winning 4 straight to win the regular season title.
They've won 4 in a row, all by a score of 1-0. They're 12th in the nation in shutout percentage at .53. So we're going to see the offensive player of the year for UCF, Paselo, the defensive player of the year in the conference in Figby, and the goalkeeper of the year in the conference in Stevanovic. So a lot of star power in this semifinal number 2.
Well, in the first game, we thought that maybe defense would win the day with UConn being such a good defensive unit, but that wasn't the case as Tulsa were able to put 2 on the scoreboard. So it'll be interesting to see whether the defensive power of USF can thwart the attacking power of Paselo of UCF. It's quite extraordinary. I mean, UCF scored 20 goals in the regular season. He's got half of those.
The junior out of Finland. Competed with a Finland under 18 and 19 national team. The offensive player of the year in the American. He's 11th in the nation, Matt, in goals per game and points per game. Paselo is number 10 in black. You hear the USF crowd chanting already, just underway here at Corbett Stadium.
And the visiting goalkeeper always has to put up with the noise from the fans in his ear. And it doesn't get any easier because they'll follow him into the second half. Go to the...
And they're up on a hill, so it's really going to feel like they're in his head behind the goal.
And Rosenberg will have his fill by the end of the evening of the cheers, but here comes UCF.
Now they're going to test the freshman. And a lead pass, diving for it, is the goalkeeper of the year, Stevanovic. Good run by the Knights.
Bonswell there. Good through ball. I think he was offsides. Looked at the linesman on that far sideline, and I think that he was going to put his flag up, but Stefanovic was there to make the save nonetheless.
Bonswell, the freshman out of England. Tackle. And here come the Bulls. Good speed here along the edge. And center just missing a teammate that was sent in by Epps. Here's Epps again. Dancing with the ball. Great skill for Marcus, the senior out of Jackson, Mississippi. Second team all-conference.
You've got to give credit Waitman there, the UCF defender, who took that ball off of the foot of the USF player coming in to try and shoot on goal. Waitman very timely in his challenge.
Bonswell gives chase to no avail. And there's some of the crowd behind the goal. I would not want to be facing that. And here's a stands in front of us. It's packed with USF fans. I'm sure there's a few Knights fans that made the trip over from Orlando.
And South Florida always seem to get a good crowd, both the men and the women's soccer teams.
Great facilities they have here. The corner put right in front and slapped away. Rosenberg, the freshman out of Manalapan, New Jersey. He'll be tested today. 36 saves on the year. 1.5 goals against. There's Matt.
I think that was actually heading into the net. The turn that had on that ball, very important for the goalkeeper to be heads up and punch that one out of bounds for the goal, another corner kick.
Corner from the opposite side now, so 2 quick corners for the Bulls. Bent in beautifully, but a little over the intended target. Now, Rosenberg, he trained freshman and sophomore year of high school with the Glasgow Celtics football club in Scotland. His father, Steve, was a goalkeeper at the University of Bridgeport in the early 80s, so it was good stock.
Well, Celtic's a huge club in Scotland.
A battle here, and the Knights come away with it with Regent, the junior out of Jamaica. Long lead will be handled by Stefanovic.
And not a good ball played forward for Dean there. Got to read the situation a little better. You got to make sure that, see what the defensive line is doing, and USF had dropped back defensively, so there wasn't room for that ball over the top there. So slow things down and allow your teammates, your forwards, to come back, check to your feet, and that way you can keep possession of the ball.
That was Mfeka, number 10. Lindo Mfeka, 2 seasons straight. He has been first team All-American Conference. Over the top of everybody. Fielded by Rosenberg.
Bartman turns, gives his teammate a thumbs up. Great communication from the goalkeeper there. I'm not really sure whether it's the effects mic or whether I actually heard him through the glass of the press box. But no matter, it was a huge shout calling the center back off the ball.
Broken up. Nice aggressive play defensively. Waitman.
Looked like there was a foul there waved by the official on the far sideline.
Rosales, excuse me, Matt.
So South Florida choosing to take it quickly.
The Knights. Long ball. Now Figby heads that away. You're going to see a lot of Prosper Figby, the sophomore out of Nigeria, Defensive Player of the Year in the American Conference. There's the run with Epps. Cross. Nobody there. But Epps is explosive on that wing, Matt.
South Florida, University of South Florida have speed to burn all over the pitch, and a great example there of Epps getting down the near sideline. Happened so quickly that his teammate Bartman couldn't get into the box to get on the end of the cross.
Well, the all-time record, USF leads this matchup 24-5-4. But the past few seasons, the games have been very close. UCF, it's always a battle when these two teams hook up. Mfeka. Number 18 is Gomez out of Gainesville, Georgia. The junior has 4 assists. There's the explosive Epps. A little misconnect there. Dawkins over the top.
Like that play there from Paisalo, it's the intelligence of the play. It's nothing too complicated. It's 1 or 2 touches, drop it off to a teammate, and then try and move to get the return pass.
Stefanovic, 6'3", 190-pound senior out of Serbia. 49 saves, 1.1 goals against average, 8 shutouts. You can go on and on. Under 19 Serbian national team. Big fan of Novak Djokovic, fellow Serbian, number 1 tennis player in the world.
Beautiful play there from Paisalo, anticipating the ball and just dropping it off to his teammate Regent. It's a great example for young fans. Keep the game simple. So often you want to take as many touches as you can, beat a player, 1v1, dribble with the ball, but sometimes the best soccer is played with just rhythm of 1 and 2 touching the ball and then moving off of the ball. To remember that the ball moves faster than the player. So if you're able to do that as a team, move the ball quickly with rhythm, then you'll unnerve or unseat your opponents.
Stevanovic, an effortless boot. McNally, long ball, lead pass. Look at the speed. Matt talked about it. A good attempt to save by Nazim Bartman, the first team all-conference. 2 seasons in a row for Bartman, the senior out of South Africa, along with Mfeka, also fellow South African. Here's Bartman.
That's just great effort there from Bartman. It's a lost cause. He knows he can't get on the end of it, but he's trying to win a throw-in deep in the attacking third for his team so that they can try and pin UCF into their defensive third and try and win possession further up the pitch. Just a great effort, which your teammates always appreciate.
A great leadership by the senior. Mfeka and Bartman, fellow seniors. You're looking at Gomez there, number 18. There's Mfeka. Well, it's nice. It's a luxury to have a guy like Figby back there, too. Number 5 out of Nigeria, the Defensive Player of the Year.
Referee seeing if there was any advantage for UCF there. There wasn't. Dawkins was fouled.
This is Bondswell. There'll be a throw-in for Ups. Mfeka. Look at his quickness. Number 6 is Graham Smith, a transfer out of Pitt.
Now look for Mfeka this game to get his teammates more involved. He was able to do this match last year, the semifinal against for South Florida, and Mfeka just wasn't himself, wasn't really finding his teammates, and was trying to take the game onto his own shoulders. And the effort was there, but he wasn't thinking the game as I would expect a player of his quality to do. So looking for more from him tonight.
Rosales. Well, that can happen in pressure-packed situations, right, Matt? In a big game, you can try to do a little too much.
Oh, absolutely. And especially when you're such an integral part of what your team is doing. A lot of the play goes through Mfeka. They're always trying to find him with the ball. But again, just the same way with UCF, sorry, Pasalo likes to play simple, pass the ball or move. Mfeka has to do that as well. He's a little bit more creative off the dribble, I think, than Pasalo perhaps is known for.
That's Nazim Bartman, who is hobbled. Appears to be okay. Good news for USF. Bartman.
Steinegger from UCF on the challenge there. A little bit high. Although he clipped the feet of Bartman, the defender was a little bit high and his positioning was not good, hence the foul.
Gomez has 4 assists on the season, puts it in play. And a battle in the box. The Bulls. I think that was Jamba. Working against Beckett, Melvin Beckett.
Amazing how well Beckett kept that ball alive in the box. It was a missed clearance by UCF, which is not a good thing at any time when you're trying to clear your defensive area. But Beckett did tremendously well to keep possession and try to find a crossing angle. Wasn't able to do so in the end.
Beckett, a second-team all-conference player, under 17 Australian national team. The senior from Australia, 9 points, including a game-winning goal this season. Apps takes that off the rear. And here come the Bulls. Bartman shifts gears. Mfeka directing traffic. Rosales. Towards the goal center and knocked away. Nicely done by the Knights defense. Back in and fielded by Rosenberg. And the crowd appreciates the effort of the Bulls.
A great attack there from USF down the right flank. The speed of Epps is what created that opportunity. And number 18, the left fullback for UCF, had to stay wide. You see Waitman trying to get on terms. And there's Dawkins. What a fantastic challenge in the box to clear the attack for UCF. But Beckett just hanging out on the line, opens up a passing lane because Waitman has to give him that respect. And USF were able to exploit that momentarily.
Now, Walker Dawkins already a couple of key plays for UCF, the junior defenseman. Walker, two sisters both play college soccer, and both parents were college athletes, so quite an athletic family, the 5'7", 135-pound junior. Regent glides with the ball. Nico, a fun player to watch. The junior from Jamaica is number 4 for UCF.
Trying to see where Paisalo is for UCF.
Yeah, he's been quiet so far.
He's drifted up to the right wing. He does play all over the park for them, but I think he'd have more influence on this game if he played a more central midfield role or an attacking midfield role.
He's looking for the ball right now in the middle. Instead, they go up top into the box. The Knights run it down with Bonswell. Waitman. A little pressure applied by UCF for the first time tonight offensively.
Something USF wants to try and avoid. They've got a lot of speed all over the park. They don't want to get into this kick and chase long ball game because that will play into the hands of UCF. Certainly Bartman won't thank his defenders for that because they're chasing the ball all over the pitch up top and get very fatigued pretty quickly. I think USF will be better served if they can build out of the back and move up the pitch together as a team.
And Fecka chips it in, a gorgeous pass, a race to the ball and won by Rosenberg. Nice aggressive play by the freshman.
Had to be sure of his challenge at the goalkeeper Rosenberg. He handled himself very well. But a beautiful opening run there from Bartman, number 9 for USF. So hard for forwards to make that run effectively going forwards and stay on sides, and Bartman just curved his run and peeled away from his defender beautifully. A great example of the skill.
A gorgeous pass from his fellow countrymen Mfeka, both South Africans. Stevanovic. Nice header by Regent. Epps and Mfeka. Talk about quick feet, those two players.
And again, just movement off the ball from Beckett, or Epps, sorry, just opened things up for Mfeka to switch the point of attack.
Denied by Steiniger, 6'3" sophomore, big presence along the UCF defense. And here come the Knights. Beautiful move here, and from the ground, a kick away by the Defensive Player of the Year, Figby.
Well, it looks like there was a foul on the play before that spectacular clearance from Figby. University of South Florida. Look, there's 2 players open on the left wing.
What a play.
If the pass could have been found, an advantage played, then Paisalo would have been in on net. But
Paisalo. With the free kick here. Matias, the finisher. 10 goals on the season, 25 points, 3 game winners. Paisalo, the bullet, and a save by Stefanovic.
A lot of pace on that shot coming in. Pasalo did very well to get it up and around the wall. Stefanovic was placed perfectly, but didn't want to take any chances of trying to catch that one out of the air. He punched that one clear. Pasalo, beautiful skill. Look at the curve on that ball, the spin on the ball to get it up and around the wall. And Stefanovic making no mistake getting that one out of his penalty box.
Mfeka starts it back the other way for the Bulls. And here comes the speed. Watch out. Now, this team can fly. What a move. And now Bartman. Epps putting on a show. And the cross. He was looking for a teammate. Exciting to watch. Mfeka. This USF attack.
Beautiful footwork from USF, and Waitman was just found wanting on his heels, falling off balance. Fortunate that it wasn't a USF player at the back post to head that ball into the back of the net.
That ball kicked away by number 2 Steiniger.
So the referee issued a card to UCF there, Regent number 4. Admit I didn't see the infraction. Probably it was from in the run of play because the referee did play the advantage. So good officiating there.
A corner kick for USF. And Mfeka standing there with teammate Ricardo Gomez. Gomez against 2 defenders. Has it taken away and booted away by Dawkins. There's a good look at Walker Dawkins.
A little surprised that USF went with the short corner there. UCF had sent 2 defenders out. So much harder to beat that double team from the corner flag area. UCF did very nicely defensively.
Gomez finds Smith. There's Graham Smith on the approach. And Mfeka to his left and delivers a save by Rosenberg. Off of the kick from Mfeka.
Good work from Mfeka, finding the shooting angle. Again, making the goalkeeper work. Looked like Beckett was there. Sorry, Bartman was there, waiting to pounce if there was any mistake from Rosenberg.
Bartman, who was shaken up a little bit earlier. Rosales behind the back move. And Mfeka can shift gears in a hurry.
His center of gravity is so low. He, as you said, changes direction so quickly.
The Bulls. Takedown from behind by Dean. There's a good look at Jonathan Dean, the sophomore. He was All-South Conference last season as a freshman playing at Wofford. Transferred in, picked up 4 assists this season, did Dean.
Not his best defensive effort there as he was struggling to get goal side. Clumsy on the challenge, gives a great opportunity for USF on this set piece.
In motion. They come to Mfeka. Challenge, what a move. Gets the shot and it hit the post. What a boot after an incredible fake and move by Mfeka. And ball in the air, Rosenberg reaches up and snags it. Under pressure is the freshman. Take a look at this.
Beautiful drag back turn inside of the foot, and then a fantastic shot. The goalkeeper was beaten all ends up. Regent number 4 was beaten all ends up. A fantastic move in the box. I always tell young players you need to be able to change one of 2 things to beat a defender: change your pace or change your direction. And in fact, I did both in a heartbeat there. No wonder Regent was on his back foot there. And as we say that, Mfeka is down and hurt.
Hoping he didn't turn his ankle. Look at Figby as he takes away that attack opportunity by UCF. And just as we were talking about the brilliance of Mfeka, he is down injured.
Looks like he was holding his left ankle there, and just the way he turned, maybe the studs of his boots just caught in the grass, and he twisted his ankle a little bit. Ball comes in, holds on to it,
turns it.
Just rolled that ankle.
Now that
just
is
in a
painful. And that could prove costly for USF. This is a player that they can't replace. And Lindo on his feet, trying to loosen that up. That's one of those injuries. You sprain that ankle. Sometimes it's worse if you come out of the game and let it get cold.
Well, he has to come out because the athletic training staff and Coach Kiefer came out to check on him. So he does have to leave the action and see whether he makes his way to the halfway line to come back into the game. I certainly didn't see anybody from the USF bench make their way to the scorer's table to check into the action to replace Mfeka. Certainly seems to be okay. Anybody that knows, has rolled their ankle knows how sharp that pain is.
Yeah.
And his lateral ligaments don't like to be rolled in that direction.
How heavily do these guys tape, Matt?
It depends on the athlete, really. Some of them will, some of them won't. And certainly when you get your foot stuck in the ground like that, no amount of tape is going to help you, unfortunately. Mfeka is back on the park, which USF fans will be very happy with.
Tough kid.
Doesn't look like he's limping at all either, so doesn't seem to be hobbled in any way. Just had that moment of discomfort that had to pass, and then he was okay.
Yeah, he's limping a little bit, favoring it. There's a good look at Bartman. Well, we'll see if he's able to move laterally as brilliantly as usual. So Rosenberg, who hasn't been shaken up by the raucous fans, USF fans behind the goal yet. He's been solid.
He's done very well as the goalkeeper for UCF.
Substitute for UCF. As number 9 checks in. There they are, the Rowdies behind the goal. As Aparabe comes in, the sophomore out of Winter Springs, Florida. And a shot in. Figby got a piece. Didn't make its way to the goal. Good pressure here. Bondswell. And toying with him, number 18, Gomez. Regent. And booted back in. So under the 20-minute mark, we're scoreless. The USF has applied the pressure, but has been denied so far by Rosenberg and the Knights.
UCF have got to feel a little bit confident. They've really been put under the cosh the early part of this match, and they've weathered the storm. And perhaps they can get on the front foot themselves. They certainly have enjoyed a little bit of possession in their attacking third down this left flank. And set pieces can be vital in games like this.
And a corner kick. to the far post, on the ground, and kicked away by USF. Regent. And a shot in, deflected. Booted out by Rosales. Waitman. Clavillo, the senior. There's Mfeka testing that ankle. He's still on the ground. I don't know if he got cleated there or it's the same ankle.
Just his reaction, it seems like it might be the same ankle. He's
might have given out. And just clearly frustrated. Lindo, the senior.
Looks like USF are going to make a substitution.
Like number 13 will be Gonzalo Rodriguez, the sophomore out of Chile. Let's see if he gets hit here. Yeah, he did get, so that may be better news for USF. It's not the ankle. This just may be a bruise and a cut.
Well, Mfeka might disagree with you. Same leg, just a little bit higher up is the shin. And those studs raking across your shin like that will hurt like the dickens. And it looked like it would have missed the shin guard as well, as Mfeka had his leg turned going in for the challenge. And
he's clearly in pain as the athletic trainer trots out. Steiniger will come to the bench for some instructions. Get a good look here.
You can see as he goes in for that challenge, the player from UCF trying to win the ball as well. No malice in the challenge in any way, shape, or form. And just as he tried to control the ball, his boot went over the shin of Mfeka, and he is definitely limping now. If he wasn't before, he definitely is now.
So Mfeka.
Of course, look at those shin guards. Tiny shin guards.
Oh, yeah, very low.
He's got them in his hand at the moment. He's taking them out.
The USF crowd hoping their team moves on to the championship on Sunday at noon as Tulsa awaits the winner. So Rodriguez will come in. The crowd quieted for a moment, but it's been an exciting first half.
And Mfeka has had the best opportunity for either team. Put in the right-footed shot off of the left-hand upright as we look at the goal, Harry. Tremendous effort.
Yeah.
The move that he put on Regent, number 4 for UCF, was fantastic. Dragging the ball back with his left foot to wrong foot the midfielder for UCF. Good sportsmanship from UCF, returning the ball back to the Bulls after the injury.
Nice pass ahead behind his back. Nifty maneuver by Rosales. Freshman out of Kissimmee, Florida. Played on the under-17 national team. Kept in nicely. Good footwork. That was Rodriguez.
Now we got a player for UCF down on the ground.
That's Walker Dawkins.
He's not wasting any time. He's had enough. He's going to the sideline by the looks of things.
So Walker hit the turf and now will walk to the sideline.
Seems to be moving absolutely fine.
Yeah.
I have to be honest, I didn't see what happened to him. He's pointing down to his right ankle.
Comes from that very athletic family, and with a name like Walker Dawkins, you know you're going to be good with that name.
Seems to be indicating that he got a kick on the inside edge of his right foot. But He's on the bench.
So coming in as number 13 for UCF. That is Amon, 5'9" freshman out of Guyana. Figby. He'll boom it.
Referee calling a foul there on number 9. Apparently for Bay for UCF in a late challenge against Figby. The match has lost its flow now with these injuries. It's really taken the wind out of the match that was really entertaining up until the moment that Mfeka went down for the first time.
And that might be advantage UCF, right? I mean, they probably preferred a kind of a slow slug out type of a game. Epps with the left foot, headed out of the box by Steiniger.
Referee caught a foul after the plays. Great clearing header from Steiniger, and then a couple of players from UCF got tied up at the top of the box. But again, look at the footwork from Epps, and a fantastic header. And you just see the recoil of the neck, the power as that ball came in. Tremendous effort from Steiniger to clear that cross coming from Epps.
Steiniger needed all of his 6'3" frame to get a piece of that strike. Regent on the run. Rosales was there. Steiniger, he's a presence with that size.
Yeah, just put his body in the way, rode the ball out of bounds. Good smart play from the defender.
Figby able to put it out on the side. Good hustle.
Didn't want to give up the corner kick, was able to just give up the throw-in. Well, Waitman, I think, might have a long throw-in, certainly by the way he's drying that ball with his shirt.
Well, Waitman, a sophomore, he played for Montverde, who was undefeated in 5 years straight. Montverde, a powerhouse high school team. That one put into the box. And a kick deflected at the defense.
Very strong shot there from Regent, deflected out of bounds by Gomez, standing tall defensively. We saw in the first match how Tulsa did have some difficulty with the Yukon long throw-in.
Yeah, Garris with that power throw. I'll say one thing about the game being slowed down. It certainly has quieted the crowd, and in that aspect, it definitely benefits UCF.
It certainly does, and you have to make sure that they support their team in these tough matchups. But certainly if UCF can get Waitman up the pitch a little bit more, certainly on those throw-ins, and how dangerous a throw-in is because of the accuracy on the delivery, it will be a challenge for USF.
Well, as this game stays scoreless and close, I think the pressure shifts more to USF. Being the 1 seed, the heavy favorite here today. Also with a guy like Paselo, you know, he's a huge weapon. He can end the game with one boot.
He definitely can. I mean, we haven't mentioned him, but in passing, really, he hasn't been on the ball at all. But just one moment of magic, and he can unlock a defense.
We've got an update from Haley on the injuries. Haley.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, I just wanted to update you on USF senior midfielder Lindo Mfeka. I watched him walk off with the athletic trainers. Looks like he's maybe headed back to the training room, so we'll keep an eye to see if he returns in the second half.
Thank you, Haley. Good update there on the star Lindo Mfeka.
That is huge news for USF. He'll be a huge miss if he's not able to return to action this evening. Of course, the Bulls would rather he's nice and healthy if they're able to play on Sunday. So I don't think Coach Kiefer will risk him unless he absolutely has to.
And they turn it over there to UCF. Well, hopefully for USF and Mfeka is just going in to get taped up and he'll be ready for the second half. Waitman muscling. Battle here won by Rodriguez. Fielded by Clavillo. Clavillo, he was the #1 ranked player in Florida coming out of high school. 4th ranked defender in the nation by Top Drawer Soccer. Now a senior. He's number 20 for UCF. Across and headed up the hill.
I'm not sure who got the final touch in the box. Looks like it was Parabay. A beautiful cross in, and then Parabay looks like he saw that very late, and the reaction of the player tells you all you need to know. He should have done better with it. At least try and get Stefanovic to make a save. That was the best opportunity for UCF so far this half.
Good look at Coach Cunningham and Kiefer, who find themselves in a battle here in a rivalry game. Second semifinal American Athletic Men's Soccer Championship here from USF. Steiniger. He's a mountain back there, Matt.
He absolutely is. Good footwork to get underneath that ball, clear it out of bounds for with the header.
And push out of bounds. I'll see the way they rule it. Rodriguez doesn't want to give up the ball, but unless it's to a teammate, and he finds Rosales. Rodriguez, who replaced Mfeka when he had to leave the game.
Lovely touch there from McNally, the left fullback for USF. See the Bulls trying to get back into their rhythm of play. They lost it through the injuries that we witnessed in this first half. But somehow, some way, they're trying to find a way back in, get some consistency in their attack, Ari.
Nice slide tackle by Regent. The cross denied. Rodriguez, a capable player, certainly a sophomore from Chile, has a goal and an assist, including a game-winning goal. That's Clavillo. That's the player we talked about, the high recruit coming out of high school. Big play there.
Absolutely. Lovely cross in by Bartman. A good defensive effort as well from UCF to clear the ball out of bounds.
Kept in nicely on the attack. Steiniger is there. Bondswell. And the crowd said, wait a minute. We saw it.
Waitman trying to tiptoe through the tulips there, but just went out of bounds for the throw-in.
That's hard to do when you're on the road, because then you've got thousands of people saying out of bounds.
Just out of bounds. That was really close. The whole ball has to be over the line, and just by the outer lining of the ball was that out, I think.
Nazim Bartman with his fellow South African Mfeka on the bench. Bartman may need to do a little more. He has 11 points, 4 goals, 3 assists, 4 game-winning goals. His 19th in the nation from Bartman.
Just looking at the confidence that USF have in the two central backs. Playing 2v1 defensively. Figby here receiving the pass. He's not frightened to go up.
Figby, the delivery. Misses its target.
That was a defender's shot if ever I saw one. But the confidence that Figby has and his teammate in there as well. Minor just allowing the outside backs to join the attack for USF, and that makes life very difficult for your opposition because you're always having to track back on the outside. If you're sending an outside back forwards, it unbalances things defensively for your opposition. But when you throw both outside backs forward because you have so much confidence in your central players, it makes life even more difficult.
Rodriguez got a piece of Regent there. Free kick, UCF. See the stab here. Got the foot.
Poor foot movement there from Rodriguez on the foul, and USF give up another set piece opportunity. Rosales this time, not good defensive work, and again these set piece opportunities keep cropping up for UCF.
Poselo. We'll have a look here. Matias. Puts it in and headed out of the box. A rebound is kicked over the net.
Well, we have a great angle on the cross coming in there from the set piece, and I love the direction that Paisalo put that on that ball, curving from the corner of the 6 at the far post area into the far post. It makes it so difficult for defenders to make a play on it. It just wasn't quite deep enough, as you can see it dropping in and around the penalty spot. You put that one in right and drop it right on the edge of the line of the 6-yard box. It's almost impossible for a keeper to come and claim it, and almost impossible for a defender to make any play on it.
That was Coach Kiefer. Well, now 4:40 remaining in the half. We are scoreless. The winner will take on Tulsa Sunday at noon in the final.
It's the ebb and the flow has just gone out of the game. The injuries that both teams experienced. Lots of fouls being called by the central official.
Strong throw by Waitman. Sends it back in. And over the head, and whistle. Going to the ground. USF player. But okay is Bartman.
Clumsy challenge by Waitman over the back. But again, it's one of those things. It takes away from the ebb of the flow of the game, which plays into the hands of UCF.
The crowd trying to get energized. You hear the chanting behind the UCF goal.
And we have two players arguing about half a yard.
They're ready now. Stefanovic. He's got that easy kick, Matt, and ball just shoots off his foot.
Oh, he's such a big, strong lad. It's effortless to kick that ball 50, 60 yards in the air like he does.
Over the top lead.
Almost feels like both teams are ready to get to halftime there.
Yeah, the attack offensively for USF has been stymied. And Mfeka, is it that big a presence, Matt?
He is a big presence, but the tools are there in the shed for George Kiefer's team to unlock the UCF team as well. But I mean, this is so disjointed, and Stefanovic let the ball go out of bounds for what he thought was a goal kick, and now UCF have a corner on the far sideline, and Figby and Steiniger are having words in the box, and the referee's having words with them. It just takes really takes away from the game, unfortunately.
And here it is. Knocked out. Looks like we'll have a goal kick upcoming.
A good corner kick into the near post area. And see who it was who had the last shot for UCF. I think it might have been Clavillo trying to turn that one on frame. Just a little bit too far in front of the front post to be able to get it on target.
You were looking at Coach Brian Cunningham. Coach Cunningham, he called this group maybe the most resilient group he's ever had. And we're seeing some signs of that here tonight. They were outplayed early, and they just keep fighting.
Well, you have to give UCF credit. They only had 5 wins on the season, but it was enough to get them to postseason play. And they're playing with house money, basically, and that they have nothing to lose. But if they some way, somehow can get to Sunday and then somehow, some way win the championship, they'll advance their postseason play even further. The pressure tonight is squarely on the shoulders of USF.
You're looking at Basalo. If they're going to move on, it's going to be off of the foot of Matias with his 25 points. But right now, they just keep grinding. They like this kind of game against the talented USF team. Tackle in the corner. Asking the official for help is Bondswell and Coach Cunningham.
It looked like the linesman on the far sideline was actually calling for an initial foul against USF. I think good defensive play there by Smith, and it was UCF that created the foul.
And you're right, Matt. Players content. Look, let's go to the locker room and regroup as they have battled to a scoreless first half. With the injuries and Amfeka departing, it kind of took any rhythm that we had early out of this first half. We are scoreless. Going to halftime, the number 1 seed, the USF Bulls, and their rivals, UCF Knights. We'll be back on the American Digital Network.
Haley out here from the American Digital Network studio with a preview of this year's 2016 American Men's Soccer Championship. The top 4 seeds comprise the field, which gets underway Friday at Corbett Stadium on the campus of USF. Both games will air live on the American Digital Network. Third-seeded UConn will meet number 2 Tulsa in Friday's opening semifinal game at 4:30 p.m. Eastern, 3:30 Central. The Hurricane defeated Memphis 2-0 last week to advance to the semifinals, while the Huskies tied SMU 1-1 in double overtime last Saturday to earn a trip to the semifinal round. UConn won the only meeting between the two teams in 2016, topping the Hurricane 1-0 in stores back in early October. The Huskies have won 7 conference tournament titles, the last coming in 2007, while Tulsa has won 9 conference championships, including the last 2 American titles, and advanced to the NCAA tournament 9 times under head coach Tom McIntosh. The second semifinal game on Friday finds 4th-seeded UCF facing host in-state rival and top-seeded USF at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. The Knights defeated Cincinnati 1-0 last Saturday to clinch a spot in the conference semifinals. 9 different players have accounted for UCF's 20 goals this season, while 10 players have posted assists for the Knights. The Bulls are 6-2-2 in home games this season and 14-3-3 in postseason games under head coach George Kiefer. USF has made 8 NCAA tournament appearances in the last 9 seasons and is receiving votes in the latest NSCAA rankings. The Bulls won the only matchup between the two teams this season, a 3-1 victory in Tampa on October 21st. Friday's winner will play for the championship on Sunday at noon Eastern, airing live on ESPN3 and tape delayed on ESPNU at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Let's take a quick look at this year's regular season award winners, which were announced by the league on Wednesday. UCF's Matias Puzula was named the American Offensive Player of the Year. He leads the American with 14 points and 6 goals in league play and is also a two-time Offensive Player of the Week recipient. Puzula ranks 11th in the NCAA in points per game. USF's Prosper Figby was named the league's Defensive Player of the Year. Figby is a four-time Defensive Player of the Week selection this season. He anchored a USF back line that notched 5 shutouts in league play. The sophomore was also named to the conference's first team for his efforts this season. Teammate Spasoje Stefanovic was named the Goalkeeper of the Year, while George Kiefer and his staff garnered yearly honors as well. Stefanovic, who earned the league's Goalkeeper of the Year honor in 2014, has 5 shutouts in conference play and is riding a scoreless streak of 293 consecutive minutes heading into Friday's semifinal. USF earned Coaching Staff of the Year honors after claiming the American regular season title and the top overall seed in the American Championship. The Bulls posted 30 points and a 6-2-2 mark in league play. Cincinnati sophomore Adam Wilson was tabbed the Americans Midfielder of the Year. Wilson led the Bearcats with 5 goals this season. He ranked top 3 in the NCAA in assists per match and total assists, and tied for first in American play in the same categories. The Scotland native was named Top Drawer Soccer's Men's Player of the Week on October 18th after scoring 1 goal and recording 4 assists over the course of 2 games against IUPUI and Temple. Rookie of the Year honors went to SMU forward Garrett McLaughlin. McLaughlin led the Mustangs with 12 points this year, recording his 4th goal of the season last Saturday in a 1-1 double overtime draw at UConn. Good luck to all 4 teams in this week's American Championship Tournament, and for any information on this week's matchups, head to theamerican.org/msoccer.
We are American. The conference of opportunity. The opportunity to chase dreams. The opportunity to make your mark and change the game. Because that's power. We are power.
Nazim Bartman has found a home playing soccer at USF, but his destination came after a journey across multiple schools and continents.
I mean, like anything else, that you need to practice, you need to get used to it, and that was basically it. At Tyler Junior College, I had to get used to the soccer there, get used to the physical abilities of the players, and just get used to soccer overall in America.
Ironically, I went and watched them play a pro team at Tyler, and it was a tough game where you didn't get to see Nazim do a lot, but I saw enough to know that we'd love for him to be a Bull.
When opportunities to play professionally in his native South Africa dried up, Bartman headed to the U.S. in 2012. From Lindsey Wilson College to Tyler Junior College and USF, each step has molded Bartman into a complete player on and off the field.
Getting a more responsibility type of role, as in being a leader on the team and also being one of the captains. I feel like me being more matured on the field and trying to lead players out on the field and off the field has developed more compared to when I came in 2015.
But then it's also how you communicate. You know, do you walk around like you're the big guy, or do you walk around very humbly and make sure that everybody in the program knows you care about them? Where if you sit down with Nazim outside of being on the field, you know, he's just one of the guys.
And I'm always willing to help anyone who needs help, you know, because I've been in that situation, and I know how it feels to be in a situation where you're trying to adapt to something new, to a new place.
A vast array of experience and a more versatile game has put Bartman in a great position to attain the professional dream that eluded him 4 years ago.
A lot of times players get in their head what they have to do, and then they end up not doing what they should or supposed to do. And I think if he just has fun out there this year, he's a good person, a clean soccer player, he'll be a first-round draft pick. And
then making the jump to America was a bit easier than what I would have expected. So everything happened for a reason, and yeah, I feel like every year I become more mature on the field, off the field, and I feel like I'm ready to make the next jump in the professional ranks.
Nazim Bartman may soon join the lineage of former Bulls playing pro soccer, including a guy named Dom Dwyer, who also went to Tyler Junior College and was also named the National Junior College Player of the Year. Yeah, that sounds kind of familiar. For Campus Connect, from USF, I'm Mike Lefko.
other people just like you. Driven, determined. Those who use passion to spark creation. Others who are ready to unite and discover together. It all starts with you and continues with us, the University of South Florida.
When looking on paper, it may seem as if the UCF men's soccer team did not have a great season. But despite their 5-10 overall record, the Knights fought their way into the AAC tournament by winning 3 out of their 7 matchups in AAC play.
This group has been probably the most resilient team I've had here at UCF. This is my 10th season, and what we've been through in preseason with some injuries, and then starting the month of September not the way we wanted. These guys were able to regroup and really push through in a tough conference and win when our backs were against the wall, which is the important part. And now we have second life going into the conference tournament, which is great for us.
After fighting their way into the tournament, the Knights are quick to say how proud they are of each other for achieving this accomplishment.
So proud of the guys, and I think that the whole time we've always kind of like, when things didn't go our way, we still just stuck to believing in the process, and we knew that we would get something out of this season. And the fact that we were rewarded in the way that it was, took the last game of the season and some other results to go our way is just fantastic.
I'm extremely proud of the guys. There was a lot of games that didn't go our way, and we weren't on the right side of it, and I think the conference play really showed that we can make it, and we can beat some good teams, and we're going with that attitude in the conference tournament and going for the goal.
Junior Matias Pisolo ranks first in total goals in conference play and also ranks 11th nationally in goals and points per game. He is going to be a key factor moving forward for the Knights.
He's a good leader. He works hard, so it's good to see him pay off with the assists and the goals as well, because the team put him in some great places this year that helped him get those goals and helped him get those assists, and it's nice to see him finish those chances.
The UCF Knights look forward to opening the tournament with the war on I-4 against longtime rivals USF Bulls.
We are so excited, man. It's going to be like, that rivalry is the best. This is my 4th year here, and every time we play them, it's always a big game. And the fact that we're going there for a semifinal too, I know it's going to be a really cool environment, and we really want to get kind of that revenge back.
Yeah, we're pretty pumped up. Last time they came here, and in my opinion, we dominated the game. I think we have a lot to prove, especially at their ground, and it's going to be a fun atmosphere to play.
The UCF men's soccer team kicks off the tournament with the war on I-4 against longtime rivals USF. With leaders like Javier Clavijo on defense and Matias Pisolo on offense, the Knights look forward to doing everything they can against the Bulls. Reporting from Campus Connect, from UCF, I'm Stefan Henry.
Access to traditional prosthetics for kids is challenging. At Luminous, my goal is really to give them a chance to chase their dreams and to instill confidence so that they can go after whatever they want.
De ver o sonho meu, do meu filho, sendo realizado. Isso não tem preço.
The labs at UCF were so instrumental. I couldn't be in a better place. This is where I call my home.
Welcome back, everybody. There's our score as we prepare for second half action. The 1 seed, USF, the Bulls, and the 4 seed, UCF Knights. Matt, the game started with a bang. It was electric and exciting in here. Then all of a sudden, a couple of injuries, a couple of whistles, and the rhythm was dead.
It absolutely was. The injuries were huge. Both teams had players go out, and Fecker is the biggest news of the night, especially from a USF standpoint. And it really took the wind out of the game, the atmosphere out of the stadium. And that favors UCF, obviously, because they're trying to get this game as deep as they possibly can and string along the Bulls as far as possible. And they'll be happy with the way things sit after the first half. But Both teams had great chances. Pasalo had a great chance hitting the off of a free kick, forced Stefanovic to make a great save, and then, of course, Mfeka, before he got injured, hit the upright.
Well, that was the game, the old, I think of Bobby Knight, the old game face right there, Brian Cunningham for the Knights. He's ready to go. He's got to be happy with the events there. There's his man, Pasalo. All it takes is one, and UCF can pull the upset. They're in position to do it.
Certainly, I mean, he was not in a great position in the first half, was Pasalo. He'll look to be more involved in the second half as we come back on the American Athletic Conference Digital Network.
There are other people just like you, driven, determined, those who use passion to spark creation, others who are ready to unite and discover together. It all starts with you and continues with us, the University of South Florida.
Access to traditional prosthetics for kids is challenging. At Luminous, my goal is really to give them a chance to chase their dreams and to instill confidence so that they can go after whatever they want.
De ver o sonho meu, do meu filho, sendo realizado. Isso não tem preço.
The labs at UCF were so instrumental. I couldn't be in a better place. This is where I call my home.
Well, you're looking at Corbett Soccer Stadium on the campus of USF here in Tampa on a gorgeous night. Big crowd on hand for the second semifinal. Tulsa has wrapped up a bid into the championship. Well, there's some of the fans. They switched. I saw them moving down the aisles, man, as you said. The raucous crowd behind the Knights' goal as they all walk together and switch sides. They're going to be after Rosenberg and the Knights again in this half. There's Coach Kiefer. Now, what does he say to his team at the break, Matt?
I guess to make sure that they get on the right page, because they have to make sure that they are handling the fact that Mfeka went out injured in the first half, and not everything rests on the fact that Mfeka may or may not return to action in the second half. They have to understand, and I'm sure that they do, that it's more than one player that makes the team. And he'll be hoping, I'm sure, that they can find some rhythm of play, which they lost after the Mfeka injury.
So a lot on that shoulders of that young man, Nazim Bartman, particularly if Mfeka cannot come back. And if you're Coach Cunningham, what do you tell your troops?
Just keep going on. Like they're going on. They've done a great job of making life difficult for USF. UCF has certainly had some opportunities in that first half, and if they can just keep playing and the way that they're playing and make life difficult for the Bulls, the Knights have to tighten up defensively. They gave some opportunities down the USF right flank that was dangerous, but if they can make sure that they tighten up defensively and keep taking the crowd out of the game and disrupting the rhythm, then the Knights certainly will be favorites as this game progresses.
Some of the stats: 2 shots on goal in the first half by Liam McNally, 1 shot on goal by Mfeka before the injury, a shot on goal for Pasalo, a couple shots taken by Regent. Jamba had 1, Bonswell had 1, 2 by Aparibe. And I think the news here early, Matt, is do you see Mfeka? I don't see him out here.
I do not see him on the pitch at the moment. It's interesting looking at the stats from the first half. UCF actually had 7 shots, only one of which was on frame. That was the free kick from Pasalo that Stefanovic had to save. So they had the more arguably goal-scoring opportunities in that first half, but it certainly didn't feel that way. The USF had 4 shots, 3 of which were on target, so they had the more dangerous chances. Again, that first half, it just became more and more disjointed, and you could just feel the atmosphere emptying from the stadium.
The Knights working from our left to right here in the second half, and a big hit from behind, an easy call. As coming up from the back was Liam McNally, the senior out of Wales. Check that. That goes on USF.
And McNally did get the yellow card there for the foul. He was anticipating a flick header. I think he was going up to defend that.
See McNally
just coming in there into the back. Such a clumsy challenge. You can just see by his reaction. He knew that he'd done wrong.
And Matias Pasalo. '11th in the nation in goals per game and points per game average. You're looking at the Offensive Player of the Year in the conference. A beautiful bender. Headed back out where Pasalo will field it.
Again, so simple in the way he plays the game. Always looking for the pass. And a good cross in. Dealt with fairly well from USF, but unable to clear their lines convincingly.
Jamba. And here comes USF. Beautiful delivery ahead. A little bit far on the run. And pass from Ricardo Gomez. There you look at Bartman. First team all-conference for a second straight season for Nazim.
When you're delivering those long balls, you want to try and chip underneath the ball just a little bit, put a bit of backspin on it so it check up as it hits the turf. Ball played forward that time, a lot of overspin, so it took it away from the run of Bartman. He was unable to have any chance of making a play on it. And then it's like more of what we saw in the first half.
Yeah.
A little nudge in the back there from Rodriguez. Ticky-tack foul. Just, again, spoils the continuity of the match.
There's Clavillo. Battling over the top of Gomez. Clavillo very skilled. It'll be UCF throwing with Jonathan Dean. We are scoreless. Second stanza. Tulsa awaits the winner. Playing it out of bounds for the Bulls was Clifford Mina, 5'10", freshman out of Australia.
Certainly feels like the game needs a goal. Or at least a goal-scoring opportunity would be nice.
It was such a nice crowd on hand. They're just kind of chattering to each other, not very into the game at the moment.
Well, another player hurt, this time for UCF. Appleby, I think, that is down injured. Bay, I'm sorry.
Parabay, slow to get up. Checked on. Nice sportsmanship. USF. That's Luis Garza, the freshman out of El Paso, who has 3 goals this season. Garza, number 23, off of the bench for Coach Kiefer. He is a game winner. It's been that kind of day. Very physical, this rivalry. Coach Cunningham pacing. He knows he's got a good shot at this one. He has to go deeper into the bench.
So substitution made. Colombo coming off of the bench, number 12 for UCF.
They'll bring in another freshman, Colombo out of Jacksonville.
It's like that's out of bounds for a goal kick for USF.
Oh, not too much action for both goalies. Rosenberg was tested early. Stevanovic, there's taking a seat there. Haley will try to get an update on the status of of Parabay.
It's got to be a very frustrating game to play in. As many stoppages as there has been in this match.
Long across the field. USF trying to spread UCF out. That will one hop into Rosenberg. Maybe a little flow starting there, Matt. And here comes UCF. Basalo, great chip lead on the attack right side, and a center tackle near the goal crease. Gobbled up by Stefanovic. Beautiful pass by Pasalo, who has 5 assists on the season.
Great job there, Aman, getting in a good ball into the near post area. Huge challenge at the near post area as well.
Aman is number 13, came in off the bench. Another freshman out of Ghana. Coach Cunningham with a young team.
Beautiful outside of the left foot pass there from McNally, finding Figby.
Williams had 2 shots on goal back in the first half. On the attack against 3 defenders, no room. Taken away by Jumba.
Love the effort from Regent from UCF, making that running tackle from behind, from the midfield area. Now he receives the pass.
Goes far side. UCF with good spacing here. And diving to corral that one, Stefanovic. A senior from Serbia. Haley's got an update for us. Haley.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, just an update on sophomore forward Gorka Aparabay. He's on the bench. He doesn't look like he's going back in. They just iced his right hamstring up, and coach came over and gave him a hug, and he looked pretty frustrated, so don't expect to see him going back in the rest of the half.
Thanks, Haley. And you take a look at Parabay. Upset, clearly upset, as the athletic training crews for both teams a little busier than they would hope.
Well, just as Haley was updating on one injury, Marcus Eaps is coming to the sideline for USF. So, and then you got another player from UCF stretching out the calf in the middle of the pitch as well.
Beckett darts onto the field. That's Regent. Regent, who glides across the field. May not be quite as limber now, shaken up.
Ball played back by UCF as you want. Supposed to be sportsmanship there, but they made Stefanovic run all the way to the corner flag to retrieve the ball.
Stefanovic could probably do that 100 times. And not breathe heavily. Alman keeps it in play. Beautiful move. Another whistle.
That's good officiating there. Mark Allerton, the center ref. Aman was clearly fouled by USF. The referee let play continue to see if any advantage occurred. They did not, so calls play back.
Clavijo surveying. Now finds a teammate cross field. It's Waitman. Chips it in, broken up. USF Beckett on the lead.
All right, Payala coming back defensively to get that one ball out of bounds for the throw-in. USF trying to get going forwards on a counter-attack. Certainly if USF want to be successful this evening, they have to find a way of moving the ball with more rhythm.
Well, they're going cross field okay at the moment. See if they can drive it down towards the goal. McNally. That one eludes the intended receiver there. USF has it back. Outside the box, Bartman. And the cross. Too far. Beckett will try to keep it in. He's got great speed.
That was better from Waitman. We saw him wrong-footed a couple of times in the first half by Epps. He stood strong and smart on the defensive play there. Gave up the throw-in to USF, but it's better than a goal-scoring opportunity on a cross.
The Bulls trying to create an opportunity. Now look who's coming back. Mfeka. Well, you wonder how he gets sent in the locker room to get the upper leg taped up, but the rest off of the ankle. You wonder how the effects will be off of the looked like a severely turned ankle early on. And there's the cross, goes on top of the net. But great to see Mfeka back in. There's a look at Melvin Beckett.
I'm watching Mfeka move. He seems like he's moving okay. So it looks like there's some strapping on his legs. Of course, he might be just trying to keep warm on this cool Florida evening. Rolling his stockings up above his knees.
That's about all you need. What do you say, it's about 70 out there?
A chilly 70 at that.
Spoken like a true Floridian with a British accent. How's that happen? Osalo. Fun to watch him move. Found Jamba. Here's Waitman. Jamba being chased by Mfeka. Here comes Beckett. 2-on-2 opportunity if he hurries. Good speed by Regent to catch up. There's Mfeka, chips it in. The attack looks better already with Mfeka back on the field, even if he is about 60%.
This looks like he has a little bit of imagination that USF have been lacking since he went out in that first half injury.
You saw the strength of Figby as he wrestled Pasalo out of the way after that free ball. There's Mfeka. Bartman shoots, deflected, and up on top of the net. Rosenberg leaped up to the crossbar just in case that floated down off of the block.
Looking down at the sideline, Coach Cunningham turned a nice breath of relief as that one hit the top of the roof, not bouncing in. But that ball could have gone anywhere, and goalkeeper didn't know where it was. Rosenberg getting back to his goal line as quick as he could. Again, it's those things. Take a shot on goal. Good things might happen.
Gomez, the corner. Cross knocked away by Waitman. Put back into the box. And a shot. It just missed into the left as the crowd is alive again.
Garza had to wait a long time for that one to come down to his right foot. A lot of patience as that ball was crossed into him from Bartman. Great look. Look at Garza just hanging out at the back post. Great skill to keep that one down. Just wasn't able to turn it on frame, but just the ability to keep that one low enough to actually go under the crossbar if it had been on target. That's a tremendous skill in its own.
The Bulls' offensive attack has returned with Mfeka. You said it. They needed his creativity and facilitation skills.
This is a team that should be used to the adversity of missing a player. And last year, Bartman was injured for a good period of the season. So obviously it's a different squad, but a lot of these players experienced what it's like to play without such an influential player. They should be able to cope without Mfeka. But certainly they struggled.
Come on. Regent bloop that away. Regent says, my bad. There's the big defender, Steiniger. Anchor of that middle of that defense for UCF.
It was a great intercept there. Anticipation of the pass. Perhaps a little bit telegraphed from USF. Neither team. There's more ebb and flow to the game, a little bit more excitement, Harry, but neither team are able to connect more than 3 or 4 passes together at this juncture.
Well, USF has their crowd back in it. Over the top. The battle is on. Garza tried to head that towards the middle.
Again, USF, they just need to make sure that they settle down and don't settle for the long ball. They are such a good team when they play together and pass the ball up the pitch as a unit. If they settle for that long ball over the top, it's not going to be the best way for them to be successful, I don't think.
Looking for the home run. Pasalo directs it back to Dawkins. Collision there, far side. And down again is Bartman. He's been down a couple of times. Beckett checking on Nazim.
Steiniger kicks Bartman in the inside of the thigh, or a knee to the backside.
Yeah.
Players up and moving. Subs on the UCF sideline trying to keep warm.
Walker Dawkins trying to loosen up and get back into the game. He's been out injured. UCF shot and a goal! What a play with a left foot. The goal for the Knights, Colombo. The 6'1" freshman off of the bench. Wow, what a moment for this freshman who's called into the game because of injuries.
A huge moment in this match, and it came from a terrible back pass from USF. I think it was Figby. And I thought the moment had passed Colombo by as the back line for USF came back. There's Minor in pretty good shape. Colombo saw Stefanovic off his line a little bit and put it high or low, I should say, to the left of the goalkeeper. A well-placed and well-struck shot. And that came from a defensive miscue from the Bulls.
And here come the Bulls. A little more intensity. Shot in the box was deflected at the defense and cleared momentarily by Regent. Another attack and a center. Regent again extending, diving out. The shot sails into the Bulls crowd. Checking back in will be Dawkins. He's going to replace Colombo, who's the hero of the day off of the bench so far.
McNally there taking the left-footed shot powerfully, but over the crossbar. But a great moment for Colombo and UCF, and it has injected an intensity into this match that was been lacking for probably the last 50 minutes or more.
There's Colombo. Well, postseason and tournament time it produces some unlikely heroes sometimes, Matt. And Beckett, the lead pass, broken up again by Regent. Slide tackle, USF player down, and red carded. That's going to be costly for UCF. And they go Regent.
It's his second yellow card of the night, and quite rightly too. That was a huge challenge from Regent, never going to get the ball off the ground, foot up in the air.
Yeah.
Certainly it was a foul, certainly it was a card. It's the second one of the night. And we just had a huge moment with UCF scoring. Now we have another huge moment with the red card and Regent being sent to the locker room.
Regent's got to keep his cool here. With his team leading 1-0. And now walking off.
And this is good coaching here as Brian Cunningham comes out to his player. With permission from the official on the near sideline, he's entered into the field of play as the head coach of UCF to come and claim his player and watch him to the bench, knowing that Regent is very emotional right now and was very reluctant to leave the field of play. And it's a really good move by Coach Cunningham there.
So Regent will depart. Has been critical to UCF all over the field tonight. That'll be a big loss. We'll see if USF can take advantage. They trail it 1-0. Nearing the 27-minute mark. Into the box. Wakeman gives chase. Beckett. Nice move by Beckett. Kick deflected. Rebound. Shot and sails over the right corner. Great look there for the Bulls.
Fantastic work from Beckett to get deep inside the box. He was shaping for the shot. The ball then deflected to Gaza. And UCF's player number 5, Jumba, did just enough to put Gaza off his shot. And you can just see the disappointment as he pulls his shirt over his head, knowing that was a gilt-edged opportunity to tie this match.
Garza has 3 goals on the season. So he can put it in the net. The USF will have to put 1 in the net to tie.
Great work there defensively from Oman. He lost track of the ball, but able to recover and get the ball out of bounds for the throw into the Bulls. The question now is, where does Coach Cunningham make his changes? He has to maintain a strong midfield.
Figby. There's Graham Smith. McNally. Pressure building on the 1 seat as a chip in and headed away. Clavijo. Wakeman redirects all the way downfield.
And the challenge for UCF obviously is down a player, but they have to make sure that they don't start defending too deep. If you do that, you're inviting USF to put the pressure on. And I'm a great believer you can only be sponge-like for so long. If there's a lot of shots coming, then eventually the dam will break and you'll concede. So the key for UCF at this juncture area is to make sure that they have the confidence that they can go on the attack and not just kick the ball aimlessly up the park.
There's still plenty of time on the scoreboard. 25 minutes. USF. They need 1 to tie, man up. Now this team can strike in a hurry. The Bulls with plenty of firepower. They're averaging 1.2 goals per game. This Bulls team towards the box. They've defeated all 3 of the teams here. UCF, UConn, and Tulsa this season. USF looking for an opening.
And this is where they have to be patient. All 10 players are behind the ball for UCF. All in their defensive third. So it's very condensed in there. USF have to have some patience to open up the channels.
Beckett, right side. Waitman.
Great job from Waitman. A couple of times in that first half, he got on his heels and was very poor defensively. But second half, he's done a much better job staying on his toes and then getting goal side of Beckett, causing the foul or winning the free kick for his team. That was a really good job from Waitman to get goal side there.
Concern for Coach George Kiefer. Tournament champions back in 2013.
It's so important, the USF, that have to maintain their patience. There's a lot of time to go in this game. They start kicking the ball up the park and looking for the, as you said, the home run ball. They've got to get up together, otherwise, and that way they'll outman UCF.
McNally on the run. Bartman veered off of that ball. Nicely done by Clavijo.
And that's an example right there. I mean, it's not a bad ball from McNally, but the ball's going to skip off the surface as the dew comes in this evening. That makes it very difficult for the forwards to run on the ball, chase it down, and as UCF drop a little bit deeper, and it's a lot less space behind the back line to exploit.
Into the bench and into the crowd for the foot of McNally. There's some of the crowd getting a bit impatient. Their team trails 1-0. Pasalo. Chip and run to Aman.
It's like McNally's playing rugby union at the moment, kicking the ball out of bounds instead of association football.
Jonathan Dean. The throw in for UCF. Clifford Mina. And Figby hoping to get something started here. USF a man up with Regent departing. Gomez. And a giveaway. Good read by Dean.
Again, USF telegraphing the pass. Better serve to play that ball earlier to McNally on the near sideline.
Pasalo being bodied by Figby. Whistle. Under 20 minutes. As USF, not a huge advantage, Matt, with the man up at the moment.
Well, again, it's passing the ball that creates the player advantage. In USF at the moment, they're playing a little bit too individually, trying to create something off of the dribble. And when the back line has it, everybody for the ball seems very deep. And so there isn't any opportunity to pass the ball forwards. Been pretty impressed with Armand, number 13 for UCF. Yeah. He's done well this evening.
Come on, another player brought off the bench by Coach Cunningham. Another freshman. He's had to go deep and young. And they've stepped up. Coming up big in a big game. Clavijo, their veteran. Obviously a stalwart for this team. That's a good look at Javier.
Again, UCF, they've got nothing to lose tonight. The 4 seed coming in, postseason's on the line. Nobody's expecting them to beat USF except for the UCF fans and the players.
Cal Jennings, another freshman, enters from Roswell, Georgia. He's got 5 points on the season, a goal, 3 assists. Number 15. Well, the future is bright for Coach Cunningham's team. How many guys have we called out as being a freshman for the Knights? Now, this big man right here, Steiniger, he's just a sophomore.
Again, it still feels disconnected for the Bulls at the moment.
The crowd trying to encourage their team here at home at Corbett Soccer Stadium. Big crowd on hand. Fans are a bit restless.
UCF inviting USF into their attacking third.
And now possession deep in UCF's end. McNally. And Fecka finally gets his foot on a ball. It's his return from injury. Hasn't been a factor since his return. Hasn't had the opportunities.
Felt like he was going to make an impact for a moment there, but really hasn't done so other than the first 1 or 2 touches he had on the ball.
That clock continues to tick. Posalo will lead the Knights back the other way. Wakeman.
Good job there from Wakeman. Intercepted the pass, made his way up the pitch in support. Makes sure the ball goes out of bounds as far away from his goal as he possibly can.
Epps returns. USF missed his presence. He was another player who had to leave with an injury. A playmaker. Second team All-American. Marcus Epps. Bartman, a shot and a save by Rosenberg. Great effort from Nazim Bartman. He turned the corner, got a glance at it, Matt.
Good goalkeeping there. Steininger trying to make it difficult, unable to do so. Beckett was lurking. The goalkeeper had to be sure-handed at the near post, and the freshman was. A fantastic save by Rosenberg.
We're now under 15 minutes. Epps. And Beckett trying to find space. McNally centered.
Good overlapping run from McNally.
Look at the speed of Beckett. The UCF throw in behind Dean.
So those overlapping runs from the outside backs that are going to be vital for USF. Throwing players forward as much as they possibly can.
And yet another freshman checking in, Anton Delwar, a 6-foot freshman from Sweden. He has a goal and 2 assists on the season. The Bulls trying to penetrate this stout defense. Beautiful move. Epps still on his way. The crowd wants a call there.
It's a beautiful, mazy run by Epps. He beats 1, he beats 2. He looks up, he beats a 3rd, he beats a 4th, but the 4th says, you're not going past me. I'm going to take you down. And a penalty kick has been called. And this is a fantastic opportunity for USF to get on the score sheet.
The chance they were looking for, the Bulls can tie it. Looks like Bartman will take it. At the 13:40 mark.
It was just a fantastic, mazy run there by Epps to unlock the defense. A moment of magic. Can be matched by Bartman.
Bartman, the penalty kick to tie, the approach, the boot, and he ties it. Goal for Nazim Bartman. Look at the crowd behind the net, greeting Bartman and company. USF back in it.
Well, the whistle went, and there were a lot of huffs and puffs and settling of nerves as Bartman stepped up. But boy, did he settle his nerves. There isn't a keeper in the world that could have stopped that. A fantastic penalty kick taken in such a pressure moment of the game.
Bartman, who's 19th in the nation in game-winning goals, has the tying goal here in the semifinals of the American Athletic Conference Soccer Championship, and the crowd loves it. And we are tied.
Sigh of relief, I think, rattles through the crowd after the cheer to celebrate the goal.
And let's see if this loosens up the Bulls' attack. They may find a rhythm here and put another one up.
What a pass from McNally.
Mina, McNally here on the left. This is Rodriguez. Rodriguez battles. They wrestled away. It'll be a free kick. UCF, good battle by Bondswell. And coach saying, settle down, Coach Kiefer.
That was a really good battle at the halfway line. Bondswell did tremendously well. It's going to be interesting. I've seen a lot of the UCF players, stretching as if they're struggling with a little bit of cramp. It's not something that you'd expect to see on such a beautiful evening for the game of soccer. Teams that are used to playing in the heat of the Florida sun and the humidity.
Clavijo, a strong leg cross field. Try to get it onto the foot of Pasalo. Will the Knights. He has 3 game winners. Bartman leading the attack. And Feka. There's Mfeka, a great facilitator. There he goes, wanted to give and go, gets it back. And Feka ran into the 6'3" body of Steiniger. There's the cross. Rebound. Good action there by the Bulls, Matt.
Definitely was, and again, it comes from switching the point of attack. Started on the left flank, and Feka, the linchpin, getting the ball across to the right side of the field, opened things up momentarily. Steiniger did a really good job of winning the ball in the penalty box and getting the ball clear.
The Bulls will reset, tied at 1. And the penalty kick by Bartman to tie it. Now Colonna off of the bench for UCF to give the Knights the lead. Chips it in, beautiful pass, out in front, diving, Rosenberg.
The offside flag is up on the far sideline, so even if it had gone on target, it wouldn't have counted.
And injured, his player is Bartman.
Clever chip in, just couldn't hold his run enough to Bartman, and then just tripped up from behind by...
Takes a knee in the small of the back, that's painful. Nazim on the ground for his 3rd or 4th time tonight.
Clavillo coming in from the back, clipped Bartman. Good imagination on the attack, just couldn't hold the run long enough to stay onside. Again, looking out across the field, and 2 or 3 of the UCF players stretching out their calves.
Jesus Colombo off of the bench for the goal for UCF. Bartman, the equalizer. There's Nazim, good to see him okay, walking off.
All these players, as I said, they're so used to the Florida sun and humidity and the intake of fluids that you have to do to be able to play in those conditions. Perhaps with the weather changing a little bit, they didn't take on as much hydration as they needed.
Yeah.
Not used to the cool weather. So Steiniger's coming out to the sideline.
Yeah, he was one of the players that was trying to stretch out the calves. Not going to come out yet.
Coach Cunningham sends him right back in. I can't afford to lose you.
Well, Pasalo had been out briefly. Bartman's going to come back already. Good to see Nazim healthy. Starting the wave here at Corbett Soccer Stadium.
Just wonder what happens when it gets onto the other sideline, because there's only one person over there.
Gomez trying to maneuver. Knocked away. Chip towards Beckett. And cleared by Clavillo. We're tied at 1 in the second semifinal. USF looking for the game winner. They just tied it on a penalty kick by Bartman. Substitutes waiting to come in for UCF. Pasalo along with Amon.
Surprised Pasalo was on the bench for as long as he was. Certainly a player that could make an impact for UCF as regulation winds down. Watching him, Feka, he seemed to be at odds with his teammates as he got into the box there. They were expecting a pass back towards the penalty spot, but never came.
Well, UCF hoping for some magic from Matias Pasalo, the Finnish finisher. Gomez has been shifty. Epps. A wizard with the ball, but denied by Waitman.
Well, Waitman had his fill of Epps in the first half, and he was having none of it on that occasion. Again, much more impressive as the left fullback for UCF been in this second period.
Yeah, he's a tough defender. Nearing the 7-minute mark. Chip and run. Mfeka gets it back to Epps, trying to unload. Bartman back to Mfeka from the right side. Great move with a left-footed boot. And Rosenberg covers.
Beautiful footwork again from Mfeka, wrong footing the defenders, and he cheekily tried a shot at the near post, but the goalkeeper Rosenberg was equal to it. Look how quickly the keeper was down to his left. No mistake giving up a rebound. Fantastic goalkeeping.
Oh, what a move. Hear the oohs and ahs. Watching Beckett. Epps gets around Waitman this time. Watch out. Couldn't get a shot off. Figby keeps it in.
The individual skill that USF has is absolutely fantastic, but at times they dribble themselves into the defenders and thwarts what would have been a great moment.
Dangerous there, almost a sensational play by Dawkins to set up Pasalo. Now that could have been the game winner.
It would have been another defensive blunder from USF, losing possession in their defensive half that would have unlocked that opportunity for UCF. I always equate it to basketball. When you've got the dribble penetration, you have to understand that you have a player open.
Coming way out of the box. Stevanovic.
And well read by the goalkeeper there. But as you dribble penetrating, the defense collapses to you. You have to understand as an attacker that you have players open. You have to release the ball. And again, you see Beckett there dribbling the ball, beats at one player, try and find the release pass. Instead, dribbles into further pressure.
Find the open man. It'll be Gomez looking for his 5th assist of the season with this corner. We'll try to set up the game winner, just over 4 minutes. To the far post, headed towards the goal and leaping up to snag it, Rosenberg.
A little deep on the corner kick for my taste. I'd like to see it dropped in right at the middle of the goal, along the line of the 6.
Rosenberg displaying a strong leg.
Number 12, Jesus Colombo.
Colombo will come back. He has the goal off of the bench for UCF. For USF, Graham Smith, the senior from New Hope, Pennsylvania, comes back.
Interesting, Waitman, the left fullback, is coming off for UCF. So I wonder if Coach Cunningham is maybe trying to roll the dice. Less than 3 minutes to go in regulation to see if he can find a way to win this game before overtime.
Interesting. Yeah, good point. Might as well try to win it now, huh?
Certainly, as you go to overtime, the overtime is the golden goal situation, but with less than 3 minutes to go, essentially you're in that scenario now. So roll the dice, throw some more players up the pitch, and maybe something good will happen. Got to admire the courage of the coach.
Here comes Epps, the explosive player. Looking for Mfeka.
Lovely touch there from Faisalo, sorry, saying his name incorrectly. Do admire the way he plays the game so simply.
Very smooth. Junior from Finland. Offensive Player of the Year in the conference. Under 2 minutes. The I Believe chant by the Bulls fans. McNally. There's Beckett. Good ball movement here. Mfeka. Strike. And kicked away.
He actually hit that off his own player. The shot coming in. I think it was Epps that put that ball out of bounds off his back.
Entering for UCF, number 3, Joel Bartina.
And if USF can find a way to get the ball out wide, stretch out that UCF back line, make it as long as possible, you'll open up some passing lanes that you can try and exploit.
Vartanen, a junior from Finland, another Finnish player for UCF, enters the game. Under a minute. USF looking to attack and win it before OT here. Bartman had the equalizer. Epps trying to get a shot off. And a corner with 10 seconds. McNally will try to deliver it with 6-5 in front of the net. On the ground and cleared. And that will be the end of regulation. Tied at 1. There's Coach Cunningham excited with his team's effort. USF happy to be going to OT. They trailed it 1-0. The penalty kick by Bartman late in the game. We'll have overtime here from Corbett Soccer Stadium on the American Digital Network.
Is hit deep to left center, and that is over the wall and gone.
There it is, fly ball deep to left field. This one is gone.
And it wasn't an easy road to get here.
No question. They had to go through Cincinnati, Temple, and Memphis.
Change, I suggest you do the same.
We are American. The conference of opportunity. The opportunity to chase dreams. The opportunity to make your mark and change the game. Because that's power. We are power.
other people just like you. Driven, determined. Those who use passion to spark creation. Others who are ready to unite and discover together. It all starts with you and continues with us, the University of South Florida.
Access to traditional prosthetics for kids is challenging. At Luminous, my goal is really to give them a chance to chase their dreams and to instill confidence so that they can go after whatever they want.
De ver o sonho meu, do meu filho, sendo realizado. Isso não tem preço.
The labs at UCF were so instrumental. I couldn't be in a better place. This is where I call my home.
Well, the crowd excited. They're going to get to see an overtime session here with these two rivals tied at one. Big crowd on hand. And why not play an extra one? Shots on goal. USF with 7 out of 13 shots. UCF only 2 shots on goal, Matt, out of 9 shots.
On the second half, they only added 2 shots in total to their first half effort, and only one of those on target, but it was the important one. Colombo finding the back of the net. It was a defensive mishap, as I believe it was Figby mispassed the ball. Colombo there was there to pounce, did so beautifully, and I thought for a moment that Figby and Miner had got back on terms and had thwarted the attack for Colombo, but he picked his poison and found the back of the net as the despairing dive of Stefanovic wasn't able to keep the ball out of the back of the net. But then we were wondering if Mfeka would be able to come back into the action. We'd forgotten about Epps, and he came back and just a beautiful, mazy run into the box. Beat 3 defenders, couldn't go past the 4th one because the 4th one was dragging him down to the turf, and the referee quite rightly gave the penalty kick, and Bartman just stepped up and rifled it home, and just a tremendous finish and a good finish following such an amazing play from Epps to unlock that defense.
There's the USF huddle, as you saw a moment ago. Coach Kiefer looked like he was pleading with his kids. And there's the Bulls fans. They want to see a win today, and they can come back Sunday for the championship. They are the favorite, the 1 seed. USF has had an outstanding season. They beat Temple to earn that 1 seed. They've defeated all 3 teams here. They beat Tulsa 2-0 here in Tampa. They defeated UCF in Orlando 2-1. They won at UConn 1-0. And they won 4 straight games by the score of 1-0.
And that win against UConn at Connecticut was such a huge win. It set up the rest of their season and gave them the inroad into the regular season title and the 1 seed for this tournament. It was a huge moment for the Bulls going up into Hartford and getting that result.
And there are the Knights. They have been playing 1 man down as Nico Regent ejected, carted off. And this Knights team, well, Coach Cunningham said this could be the most resilient group he has ever had in his 10 seasons at UCF. And we've seen that on display here. They've been just playing their hearts out.
Well, they really stepped up to the plate, performed beautifully well. And certainly with the red card being issued in the 63rd minute to Regent, that's a huge moment in the game. But they've managed to apply themselves very nicely of UCF. They did concede the tying goal with the man disadvantage, but they didn't concede any more, and that's why we're going to overtime.
So will it be the finisher to finish this one with a golden goal? Pasalo. The offensive player of the year in the conference. Stefanovic, the goalkeeper of the year. And the crowd into it now, the chanting through the stands here at Corbett Stadium. McNally, good lead. Bartman keeping it inbounds, dancing along the sidelines. Great pass to Beckett by Bartman, who gets it back. Here comes Pasalo, watch out. It's a scoring machine, what a pass. Colombo was trying to put his second goal up on the board. Denied by Figby, the defensive player of the year.
There were runners, one on the left, one on the right. For Pasalo, he chose to go to the right-hand channel, a good ball in. Colombo didn't seem like he knew what he wanted to do with the ball. But good defensive presence from Figby. But this is another good opportunity on the set piece. This will be a long throw in from Waitman.
Now, turning into Figby was probably not the right decision. Great throw by Waitman. Pasalo. Cross it. And Stefanovic secures it.
Goalkeeper did really well there. That ball skipped right in front of him. He got down low and his body well behind the ball. Made the perfect W with his hands to make the catch. Good technique from the senior.
We're in overtime. Tied at 1. First semifinal went to Tulsa, 2-0 over UConn. Graham Smith trying to create. Figby says, I got it.
Colombo would have been licking his chops. It was a similar situation he scored the goal from.
Beckett looking to advance. Goes to his right. Nice move. Now looks for help. Plenty of white shirts on the far side. Center. Just missing. The crowd from this angle thought they had a winner. That was close. Bartman.
He can't believe he missed. I can't believe that he missed. Again, a fantastic run from Epps on that far sideline. Change of pace is astounding. Ball comes in. The ball bounces. Great defensive effort there. I think that was Dawkins that just did enough to put Bartman off of the shot, and that ball went high and wide of the net. Still playing.
Bartman had the tying goal off of a penalty kick. A bullet into the left edge of the net.
The change of pace of Epps is absolutely amazing. Freezes the defender and then just explodes off that standing leg.
Second team all conference for the senior. One of those highlight film players. A chip and run. Epps. Mfeka. Give and go back to Mfeka. Towards the goal, and what a denial by the defense. Sliding play. Terrific by Jonathan Dean.
All hands to the pumps. Bodies flying in the last-ditched effort of defense.
USF a man up. Under 5 minutes to play first OT. Beautiful handling. And Fecka trying to release with the left foot. Being bodied and kicked. Aggressive defense by Dawkins.
And Fecka couldn't believe he didn't get a call for the kick in the back, but Dawkins got all of the ball.
USF had the ball on their offensive end here nearly the entire first OT. Epps being pushed off the ball. Kicks in wide left. Epps upset with himself. Great strike.
Again, the patience of the player just to hold the ball up, and just explodes, and then you see him trying to shape that ball into the far post. Didn't put quite enough curve on it.
Coach Cunningham trying to manage, keep his players fresh. Playing a man down, comes in with some fresh legs. Beckett. There's McNally. Smith. Gomez. Under 3 minutes in the OT. Kicked out on the slide by Bonswell. Bartman brought down on the tackle, and a little bit of a late call.
That definitely was a foul there as Bartman was trying to string along the line of the UCF defenders.
There's a look at it.
Tangle of feet.
Yep.
Bartman trying to get to the ball, unable to do so.
A free kick for Nazim. Beckett fighting for position.
Well, with all the individual skill that USF have on the pitch, you have to believe that there's somebody on the team that is a free kick specialist.
Well, Bartman will take it. And there it is, right into the pile. Rebound. Sent out wide.
Well, Bartman might be the specialist, but it wasn't very special. I do like the fact that he settles himself before he takes the kick. We saw it on the penalty kick. Taking a deep breath, going almost like a golfer through a pre-shot routine. But on the free kick, he was found wanting.
Or at the free throw line.
Yep.
There's Bartman. Beautiful pass in the box. Looking to release. And Fecka shoots. And just to the right again. From this angle, the crowd thought they had a winner.
Well, he twists and turns in the box. Does Fecka finds the shooting angle. UCF trying to collapse on him. And it just goes wide of the right-hand upright as we look at the goal. Yeah, it hits the back of the net.
That's what fooled the crowd from this angle. Went in the back of the net, but from the wrong side. And that would have ended it with 10 seconds in overtime. Rosenberg will loft it to midfield, and that will wind down the clock on overtime number 1. We will head to double OT here to try to settle this one. Coming up in semifinal number 2 on the American Digital Network.
There are other people just like you, driven, determined. Those who use passion to spark creation. Others who are ready to unite and discover together. It all starts with you and continues with us, the University of South Florida.
Access to traditional prosthetics for kids is challenging. At Luminous, my goal is really to give them a chance to chase their dreams and to instill confidence so that they can go after whatever they want.
De ver o sonho meu, do meu filho, sendo realizado. Isso não tem preço.
The labs at UCF were so instrumental. I couldn't be in a better place. This is where I call my home.
Well, great to have you with us here in the American Digital Network for the American Athletic Conference Men's Soccer Championship. Yep, you're looking at the overtime rules because we're heading to double OT to decide the second semifinal, and there you go. If nobody scores in this one, Matt, we head to the penalty kicks.
The dreaded penalty kicks, and I know that UCF will be thrilled if they can find a way to get 2 penalty kicks, but USF certainly will not want the pressure on their shoulders. If it comes to that, they would love to win it in this second or the last 10-minute periods of overtime. Certainly they had their opportunities in that first period and almost unlocked the door several times. Epps has been outstanding since he came back on in the second half, and it's just a real handful and a headache for UCF. And somehow, some way, the University of South Florida have not found a way to find the back of the net.
There's Coach Cunningham. He even needs to hydrate now. He's been pacing back and forth, shuffling players in and out, playing a man down. He's really had to strategize and manage this game carefully, keep his players fresh. And I think he's done it brilliantly, huh?
He has. He's done a tremendous job. They're playing a man down with Regent being sent off in the 63rd minute, and that's really challenged the coaching staff for UCF to rotate players in and out and make sure that everybody is on the same page and doing their best to find a way to keep everything condensed in the back line for the Knights.
There's Coach Kiefer looking for some magic. He's brought this team to an Elite Eight twice, 2011, 2008. And wants to return to the conference championship. They won it in 2013. They think they've got the tools. Well, we know they have the tools. They want to repeat here this year. Well, the crowd had to switch ends again as their team switch ends. They get behind Rosenberg's goal and try to get on the freshman. Hasn't worked thus far.
Hasn't done much wrong as the freshman Rosenberg. Played very well in net. Certainly stood no chance on the penalty kick, so you can't blame him for not saving that one. It was well taken by Barton.
And a shot and a goal! Listen to this place. They love it. Double overtime victory for the Bulls on their home field. Nothing sweeter.
It was the magic of Epps unlocking the door on the right-hand flank yet again for USF. And I don't think it touched a University of South Florida player before it went in the back of the net. I think it deflected off of a UCF player. And the Knights are distraught. Beautiful change of direction. Ball coming in.
Yeah, you're
and
right.
And there it was.
Off
Unfortunately, it was an own goal by Jonathan Dean that decides this match. But he had to make a play on it because Beckett was there.
Yeah, great effort by Dean, who's come up big all night. And just unfortunately deflects in the goal. And what a move by Epps, who has been magical throughout the evening. What a game.
An unfortunate end for Dean in tonight's game. He played really well for UCF. The Knights played really well. The team is distraught, hands on knees, collapsing to the ground with all the effort they put forth this evening. But in the end, the balls were just too much. And the individual skill of Epps, well, he put it on display tonight and really stepped up.
We'll be back with more. What a finish here on the American Digital Network.
Is hit deep to left center, and that is over the wall and gone.
There it is, fly ball deep to left field. This one is gone.
And it wasn't an easy road to get here.
No question. They had to go through Cincinnati, Temple, and Memphis. Through the
change, I suggest you do the same.
We are American. The conference of opportunity. The opportunity to chase dreams. The opportunity to make your mark and change the game. Because that's power. We are power.
There are other people just like you. Driven, determined. Those who use passion to spark creation. Others who are ready to unite and discover together. It all starts with you and continues with us, the University of South Florida.
Access to traditional prosthetics for kids is challenging. At Luminous, my goal is really to give them a chance to chase their dreams and to instill confidence so that they can go after whatever they want.
De ver o sonho meu, do meu filho, sendo realizado. Isso não tem preço.
The labs at UCF were so instrumental. I couldn't be in a better place. This is where I call my home.
What a finish to a great night of semifinal soccer. Haley Otten with one of the stars for USF. Haley.
Nazim, your team had to fight some serious adversity today, found yourselves down 1-0, but your PK got this team back in the game. How did the momentum shift after that?
I mean, we just try to stick to the plan, you know, like the coach said, like we just got to move the ball, try to get them moving, and then our chances will come. And like we were playing good this whole game, the first half and everything, and on a silly mistake, then we didn't let that get us down, you know, like we kept going, and we knew it was going to come. And well done to Marcus for all the things that he's done on the right side, and then we got a PK, and then I just put it away.
Last year, this journey for your team ended, at least in the conference tournament, in the semis, here on your home field. That couldn't have left a good taste in your mouth. How does it feel to finally be advancing to the finals?
It's an amazing feeling, man. I mean, as you can see, people are going crazy for this win, and it's always good to win at Corbin, man. We have a lot of people come out to support us, and we're just here to give them a good time and get the results for them.
As a player, what's that like? That goal goes in and golden goal, overtime, the crowd erupts, you guys all run over there. What was that experience like for you?
I mean, words can't explain that experience, man. It's crazy. Like, again, Marcus did amazing things there and scored the goal for us. It's an amazing feeling to win, especially in overtime and at Corbett.
All right, congratulations. We'll see you out here on Sunday. We'll be joined here in a second by Coach Kiefer. Your turn, Coach. Coach, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
I know you're pretty excited. This journey for your team ended last year in the semis here on your home field, and that couldn't have felt pretty good. But these fans got a really good game tonight. How excited are you for your team?
Oh, no, it's great. I mean, last year I was walking in and you were interviewing Ray, so I'm very pleased. And I thought we played well. The ground was a little bit of a mistake at the end, but our team got us back in it, and I was really pleased with the performance.
A penalty kick and possibly an own goal there in overtime, but a goal is a goal, it counts. Yeah. Why couldn't your team, do you think, find the back of the net tonight? What was maybe that missing part?
What I look at is how many chances we created, and when I go back and look, I bet you there was probably 8 to 9, and not just chances, but mature looks where you come and you have a good opportunity. So I think we created enough. We said when we get to these wide spots, sometimes we weren't serving it. So, off the serve, they score, and that worked out well for us.
Going to face a really good team in Tulsa on Sunday in the final. It's going to be a battle, no question. What do you think your team needs to do on Sunday to hopefully keep this championship here in Tampa?
Yeah, Tulsa's a very good team. I have a lot of respect for Tom and what he does. But right now it's, just rest, recovery, sleep, eat, and get ourselves ready. It'll be a really fun game on Sunday.
All right, we'll go enjoy this one. We'll see you out here on Sunday. Back up to you guys.
Thanks, Haley. It's excited Coach Kiefer and well-deserved in a game that wasn't always that fluid. What an exciting finish, Matt.
It certainly picked up again in the second half when Apes come back on and Mfaka came back on, and it was a very disjointed match up until that point. But again, just the magic of Marcus, a fantastic player, and he created the penalty kick, beating 3 or 4 players, and then he was able to get the game winner. I mean, it was off an own goal in the end, but it was his creativity on the right flank that created the opportunity.
And what a gutsy performance it was by the USF Knights. Extraordinary. USF wins it here at Corbett. For Haley Oughton, my partner Matt Stubbington, producer Scott Railing, director Carl Harper, replay director Dustin Gunch, I'm Ari Shannock saying thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you on Sunday. So long.